friends, it's Amanda here, and today I'm showing you 3 looks using the Enchanted Autumn palette. This is my collaboration palette that I got to make with Fantasy Cosmetica and that I love with my whole heart. It is my fall dream, and really not just fall, at least not for me. This is what I want to wear all the time. I do have a full reveal video with lots of swatches and tons of info that was posted on Monday the 9th. So I will link that in the description box if you want more information. But today we're just gonna play with this palette. I have 3 different eye looks that I'm gonna share today. Of course, this really sultry, smoky red eye look that I'm wearing. I also have a tutorial for the eye look I was wearing in the reveal video. That is a really toasty gold look with these shades here. And then I also have a super simple but really impactful emerald green eyeshadow look in today's video as well. And of course, you will be seeing me use this palette a lot in the coming weeks and months, but I really wanted to post some inspiration looks today. The day this video goes live on my YouTube channel is the day that the Enchanted Autumn collection will be available for purchase. So I wanted to make sure you got some good look inspo and got to see the palette in action before it was available for sale, just to see if you're interested, if this is going to work for you, and give you some ideas for eye looks. Before I start on my Vampy berry look, I'm going to add a little bit of this Twilight lip balm. This one is purple, but once it's added to the lips, it's so sheer that it just gives a little bit of a tint and a little sparkle. Now I'm going to prime my lids. I'm using the Ulta Matte Eye Primer. This is my favorite eye primer. I'm going to use it for all of the looks in today's video, and I use it for all of my looks, so not really much of a surprise there. This is a really simple look. I'm going to start with Dusk. This is definitely one of my most used shades in the palette because it's just the perfect transition shade for all of the other colors. So I'm gonna very lightly dust Dusk in that crease area, and a little goes a long way. These are really quite pigmented, but they can be pretty soft. As you see here, I have very, very pale skin tone, and this is not too dark for me, but it can be built up to be darker and smokier if you want to. I'm just using a small amount and then blending it out and really blowing it out because I'm gonna do a pretty intense kind of dark look today. So I want to start soft and then build my way up with that pigment on the lower lash line as well. Now I'm taking Dogwood. This is another matte shade. This is more of like a berry pinky red, and using a really dense flat packing brush, I'm adding Dogwood all over the lid, but I am concentrating the most intensity from that shade towards the lash line, and then I'm just applying it, tapping it more gently as I move upwards, and just going back and forth, blending with my original crease brush, and then adding a little bit more of that matte shade. These matte shades are very velvety and very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And I like just building and layering these shadows so that I can get a soft gradient look. You can make these quite intense and more of like a blocked in style look if you want to, but I'm going for more of like a fade from that red up to the more mauvey shade in the crease area. And then to complete this sort of ombre fade look, I'm going to use the shade Sagittarius. That's this dark blackened purple shimmery shade, and I'm gonna put that right along the lash line. I'm smudging with a pencil brush to really pack that shade super close to my lashes, and I'm just sort of going back and forth now with Dogwood and Sagittarius so that they fade into one another nicely. And I did find that once I packed that pigment on from Sagittarius with the pencil brush, that it worked quite well to also sort of smudge that with my finger to get it nice and blended into the Dogwood shade that's all over my lid. Then I'm mixing dusk and dogwood on a small sort of detail fluffy brush and just going back over all of the edges to make sure that it's nice and smooth, but still kind of smoky, smudgy look. This is giving me big time Halloween makeup vibes. I definitely felt like a sultry, kind of grungy romantic vampire once this whole look was done. Smudged a little bit of that darker purple along the lower lash line as well and just sort of blended everything together. And now I'm going to add a pop of silver. This Libra shade is irresistible. I find myself putting it in almost every single look. I'm trying to keep it low key here. I'm just adding a little bit to the inner part of the lid and to the lower lash line. I first succeeded in not going overboard, and then I just kept piling that silver onto the lower lash line and making it really, really bright because I cannot resist a bright, shiny metallic silver. And I just thought this was a cool, kind of edgy way to add a little bit of bling to this look. Curled my lashes, added some mascara. This look would also be great with a little bit of black tight lining, maybe some false lashes. But if you know me, you know I'm going to wear it exactly like this. And in fact, I did. Just know that I wore this exact makeup look to one of my kids' activities, and the activity was not only outdoors, but also this was not the prevailing style of the other adults there. Let's just say that I was making a splash with this makeup and I was not mad about it. Somebody has to be a sultry, grungy vampire, okay? And apparently I am that someone. You could definitely use this same application technique with a lot of the different color combos in the Enchanted Autumn palette because all of the shades were designed to work together and be able to blend and layer together without getting muddy. This exact technique could be translated really easily to the rest of the palette. And you could also do a more toned down version of this look if you wanted to not go so dark or maybe skip the super alien silver lower lash line. I don't know why you would want to do that, but if you wanted to do that, you could. I also want to point out that I had my face makeup done and I had no fallout from creating this really deep, dark, super smudgy look. So I'm just continually impressed by the formulas that Fantasy Cosmetica gives us. As much as I love this look, I want to show you the golden eyeshadow look that I was wearing in my announcement video next. So, of course, starting off with my favorite eye primer. And this one is really, really simple. I only used 3 eyeshadows to create this look, and I didn't do any sort of crazy techniques. This is a very straightforward matte in the crease, shimmer on the lid type of look. I wanted to show how these shadow duos that are laid out in the palette can really work together. And because these shades are just a little bit offbeat neutrals and really, really beautiful shimmers. It doesn't take a lot of work and a lot of razzle dazzle to make these shadows look really interesting and beautiful and special. So I'm just taking the shade Willow Oak and building that into my crease area. Again, I'm not using that much, just a little bit, and then really blending it out and buffing it with a fluffy brush so that I get a soft, smooth edge on that matte shade application. And then I'm going to use the shade right next to it, Harvest Moon, and applying that with my fingertip. I'm just going to go all across my lid. The way that I physically react to how beautiful this eyeshadow shade is. I can't contain myself. It's so sparkly and magical. It's just 2 shadows together on my lid here, but the combination just works and feels so special and beautiful. I love that I don't have to do that much work to make a really special, gorgeous, stunning eyeshadow look. All of the shades in the palette are designed to be able to do this. Just take the matte shade, put it all in the crease, and then the shimmer right next to it all over the lid, and it will be a special, beautiful shadow combination that should just work well and be super duper easy. I'm going to take a little bit of willow oak again and just smudge that right along the lower lash line to sort of connect the shadow from the top to the bottom. And this is really just like that easy run out the door type of look. I'm going to add a little bit of dimension with the shade Luna. This is sort of like a cool brass, like a cool toned brass bronze type of shade. Has a little bit of a green edge to it. And this is just going to add a little bit of highlight, a little bit of dimension to the lid. But this look honestly is just as beautiful with just the two shadows. But I will admit one of my toxic traits is that I never know when to stop putting shimmers on my lids, and I love the shimmers in this palette so much that I can never just use one. This is a super simple look, but it's just so beautiful. This is one that I have worn many, many times. I just love how it's neutral, but not neutral at the same time. It has that little hint of gold, that little hint of that green in the brassy Luna shade. It's special, but it's not unapproachable. And I do think that this combo for me has been one that I go back to a lot, especially if I'm just trying to put on some eyeshadow real quick and not spend a ton of time getting ready, just run out the door. This combo has not failed me. It's definitely one of my favorite duos that we designed for the palette. And I think that the Harvest Moon shade is just such a standout over my many years in the beauty world. I've touched a lot of gold eyeshadows, and I just think this is my favorite one ever. It has so much dimension and so much shine. Again, I'm not getting fallout all over my face. I'm not losing my shine and sparkle throughout the day. I cannot get enough of this look. That's why I wore it in my announcement video, because it's genuinely so simple but so beautiful. One of my favorites. Now, let's go on to look number 3 for this video. Basically, I had a camera snafu and the footage did not get recorded for my first eye. Usually, I don't record one eye at a time, so I guess of all the days for my camera to malfunction and lose some of my footage, I guess this was a good day for it to happen. So I'm starting off with Foggy. This is the lightest matte in the palette. And again, I'm just taking a little bit of it. I don't want to build up too much depth and darkness yet. So I'm lightly applying Foggy in the crease area with a fluffy brush. And now I'm going to take this medium green shade called Longleaf Pine, and I'm going to very gently pat that on the outer and inner corners. As you can see, even using a fluffy flat brush, the pigmentation is just so intense and so opaque with this green shade. Truly, a little goes a long way. I'm just barely dipping in and then taking my time to build up. It's a lot easier to add more eyeshadow. It's a lot harder to take eyeshadow away. So my plan is always to start off slowly and then build my way up. Now I'm using the shade Emerald. This is a gorgeous multi-chrome green shade. It has a ton of sparkle. It has this really cool purple shift, and it has so much dimension. A little goes a long way with this shimmer as well, so I definitely start off sparingly with that and then build up to my desired intensity. I smudged a little bit of the green matte shade on my lower lash line, and now I'm just going to go back and blend all the edges very, very lightly with a little tiny bit of that foggy shade. I'm not trying to be super precise with the matte, but I am trying my hardest not to get that green shimmer all over my eye. I want to keep that concentrated on the lid. And because I am a shimmer gremlin, I am going to take a little bit of Libra on my fingertip and I'm going to pat that right in the very, very center of my lids so that I get a super bright silvery highlight through the middle of that emerald shade. And this is going to act as even more contrast to the darker green matte on the sides. So this will make a really intense spotlight type of look. To be fair, I did warn you that I can't stop adding Libra to every single look, so you should have seen this one coming. Then I curled my lashes, added a little bit of mascara, and topped off the look with some of the Elixir lip balm. This is the coffee scented one. I was so happy with how this look turned out. As you saw, none of these were incredibly intensely technical looks. I didn't need a million tools and special glues and liners and lashes and all that stuff. I don't need a lot of bells and whistles because these shadows just are performing really well and they're designed to work well together and they're really just so beautiful without a whole lot of work. What if I told you that after I finished this, I decided to add even more Libra to this look? Because why not do a whole brow bone silver shimmer highlight? Let's just go full frosty mode with this one. I felt like once I added that silver brow bone highlight, this just took it to a whole different level. This is like disco Christmas party, which that's the only kind of Christmas party I'm going to be going to from now on, and I will be exclusively wearing this look. And if you are not going to a Christmas party or you don't celebrate Christmas, then you could just wear this maybe to the grocery store. Maybe wear it to your kids' activities so that all the other parents know that on the inside you are a shimmery disco emerald fairy, because that's what this look says and that's what I wanted it to say, and I think that's probably what a lot of you want to say with your eyelids too. So now we finally have a solution. All silliness aside, sort of, I never really put silliness aside, this palette makes me so happy. All of these looks make me so happy. I feel so joyfully myself as a romantic, grungy, sultry fairy vampire queen of the harvest. And, at the end of the day, that's really how I want my makeup to make me feel. I had such a hard time deciding which looks I wanted to do for this first tutorial video because I have been using and testing these shades for so long and I have used so many different combinations, so many different looks, and I decided to save my favorite go-to, like, day-to-day quick and casual look for another video. Because it is a little bit more casual and a little bit more simple, I think I'm gonna show you that go-to daily look in another get ready with me video in the next week or two. But I will have lots more inspiration coming at you with this Enchanted Autumn palette. I'm so, so excited for everybody to finally see it and to be able to use it. Even if you're not interested in purchasing the Enchanted Autumn collection for whatever reason, I just appreciate you hanging out here with me. I have had so much fun filming these looks and sharing them with you, so I hope that you're having fun watching them too. I would love to hear which one of these eye looks was your favorite. What kind of color combos or looks do you want to see from this palette next? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below and check out my reveal video to see a lot more about the Enchanted Autumn collection. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! I can barely hold a brush, I'm shaking so bad. I definitely should have had less coffee today. The day that I'm filming this eye look is the day that the announcement goes live, and I thought that filming would distract me from being nervous, but now I'm just nervous while I'm filming. It's fine. Did I point to that one? Oof, I'm all over the place. Sultry vampire vibes. My looks so far for this 3 looks video are Queen of the Harvest, Harvest Queen. Then I was Emerald Goddess, and now I am Sultry Vampire. And I think that about sums it up. That's really what I was going for. I just filmed this and my camera battery like came loose. My camera's pretty old and it didn't save any of the video footage. So I guess at least I only filmed one eye at a time. It's fine. Just gonna do the same thing on this side, I guess. It's a struggle. Getting ready for a project like this is a lot, and I have a lot on my plate, just like personally, not even considering work stuff. And I just keep hitting roadblocks. At least I'm laughing. Am I laughing or crying? I can't tell. Okay, let's do some eyeshadow. It's going good. Also, I got this massive mosquito bite. I don't know if you can tell how swollen it is. It was like 3 times this size yesterday. See that bump? It was like this yesterday and painful. You know, it's fine. I did it. Oh, I love this. This for like a little holiday party. Smoky, emerald, frosty, glittery. Please. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to take this off. I have more looks to film, but I might just have to go do some errands or something with this on because it looks so good. Oh, this shade. This shade. Wait, just look. I know you probably already saw the swatches, but watch this. Look at this shade. Oh my goodness. Oh, so pretty. Whoop. I can't breathe. I'm so excited. I'm sweating. This is like my 3rd t-shirt today. Is that TMI? I had to wear the Twilight lippy for my sultry vampire look. Oh, it smells so good. All right. Battery is dying. Memory card is filling up. All the classic hallmarks of a filming day for me. Okay, I can't believe everybody's going to see this soon. This is wild. All right. I hope you love it. I hope you love it as much as I do. I feel a lot less nervous about this one, maybe just because I've now done a collaboration before, so I feel a little bit more self-assured. But this is just, I just love this one so much that I almost, like, any response is going to be fine because I'm so happy with how it turned out. Perfect World was different too because I had co-collaborators and I really wanted to do well for them too. So it's just a totally different ballgame. Maybe those were inside thoughts. Okay. Thanks for watching. I love your face so much and I will see you real soon. And I hope that you have a glorious, fabulous, magical, wonderful day. Because you deserve it. Love your face. Bye.